football's just always been my jam. And so in high school, pretty much played every position, never came out of game for 4 years. Went to Oregon State, played football for a year. And then I was one of the first scholarship guys at Western Oregon. And played football there for 4 years. And then afterwards ended up playing semi-pro football and arena football. So that's how I got the insight into coaching for arena football.
That is crazy. Yeah. That's awesome. Good for you. Are you ready? All right. Hi, this is Jordan Hill with Dirt to Sky Business Podcast, and I would like to thank Saltwater Wellness and SMI Real Estate for sponsoring this episode. I am really excited to be here with Lance Donnelly today. How are you?
Great. How are you?
I'm good. Thanks for being here.
No problem.
We have to be stuck inside when it's a beautiful day.
Hey, I try to get you to go outside.
I know. Well, Lance, you are the founder and CEO of Tan Republic.
Yes.
And I'm pretty sure everybody listening to this will know what Tan Republic is because it's everywhere.
Pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
I would love to hear a little bit about who you are and your background and kind of your journey leading up to opening Tan Republic.
So after college, so my family's always been entrepreneurs. We had several businesses growing up, and after college, I got a degree in economics, always known I wanted to open a business. I just didn't know what. Obviously, I didn't go to school to own a tanning salon.
Yeah.
So it was kind of just finding the opportunity. My wife actually worked for a tanning salon called the Beach Club, and they were really successful. Actually, that owner is now part of the Tan Republic system, and owns his own areas and is still killing it to this day. So that's been fun. So I had another friend that had a location, a computer gaming store on the corner of Market and Hawthorne by Pietro's, and I really just clicked one day. Hey, we're gonna open a tanning salon and basically kick everybody's butt. Yeah, and that's
I like that.
That's what we did, and we didn't really have the funds or the money to do it. And honestly, we built it ourselves. We financed all the equipment. We took all the money out of our credit cards. We worked at open to close, and my wife worked at open to close while I had another job selling wine. And I would, my day at work, I would go to Pietro's, get pizza in a salad bar, bring it to her, and we would close the shop, and we would do it all over again.
Oh my gosh.
Every day.
Wow. Grinding at the beginning.
Yes, we grind really hard.
Yeah. So what was your thought process when you realized I'm about to take a really huge risk, and then you went all in?
So I've always kind of been like this, and for being an entrepreneur, and my advice to people is you need to be happier trying something and failing than never trying it.
Yeah.
And to me, I don't really care if I'm rich or I'm broke. That doesn't matter to me. But what I don't want to do is just sit around and not be living life and trying my best and being the best that I can be. So for me, taking that risk, it was easy. And I think for a lot of people, that's really hard.
Yeah. Right.
But if you want to be an entrepreneur, that's the reality of it is that you have to go and do it. And you will most likely fail. But if you go into the mindset that you are going to seize and make that opportunity, every day is an opportunity, even when you're failing, then you just do it all over again. And eventually you will become successful. Yeah.
That's such good advice. When you were starting out, of course we know a failure isn't a failure if you learn from it, but what was something that you went through at the beginning?
Well, I mean, we've done locations before that just weren't it. Like we spent a ton of money, hundreds of thousands of dollars building a store in West Lynn because it's West Lynn. This is where all the rich people live. We're going to make a bunch of money. Right. End up being our worst store. Huh. Now we've moved locations, proper ownership in there. And now we do have a store in West Lynn, but it was just the learning curves of you think one thing, but you need to adjust at all times.
Yeah. Did going through that, were you Was it just a one-off, or was there information that you learned from that where you realized what to look for next time you're picking a location?
So and we're still learning that. I mean,
Yeah.
this will be 20 years in business, and that we're still learning to this day.
Mm-hmm.
It all changes.
Right. Yeah. Wow.
So, and the industry itself is changing too. There's a lot more sunless tanning is huge now. So we're doing multiple spray booths at every store. Red light therapy is very, very popular right now. Even a lot of the UV equipment is adding beauty light into the equipment itself. So you can just do red light, or you can do a mix of both. And I think that's been great for us because it'll create a long-term lasting brand that we have.
Is adjusting to current trends, is that a difficult thing to do when you've done it kind of one way for so long?
No, I think it's you can be complacent, but complacent's the devil, right? Like you have to continue to be on top of everything that you do. So I mean, for me, you got to go with the flow. You got to go with what's hot. Like right now, red light is super hot. Everyone's buying masks for thousands of dollars and doing like home remedies, and we have full body experience at our store.
That's great. That's awesome. Yeah. So you do so much more than just
tanning. I mean, we have memberships now where people just do red light and they do spray tanning. They don't even do the UV aspect of it.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
How did you, speaking of memberships, how did you work through the process of figuring out what your memberships would look like?
Really, it's trial and error, right?
Yeah.
So you got to find the sweet spot. So we actually, as a brand, we're a luxury salon experience, but what we've done is what we found out is we've actually lowered our prices, especially when things are increasing. We want the retention. We want the customer to feel like they have a deal and be with us ongoing every month, where they're not coming in and trying to go a whole bunch of times, where they come in because they want to make it a part of their lifestyle. We're a lifestyle store, right? So we want to incorporate into your lifestyle, so you have nice, healthy, glowing looking skin at all times. We don't want you to come in over and over and over and over and over again.
Right.
Or proper prep, those kind of things can really help out, especially when it's gloomy and rainy here in Oregon.
Yeah. Oh, I know. Yeah. Yep. It's finally turning around, and I think everybody is, realizing they probably should have gone to one of your locations. Yeah. Well, how many locations do you have?
So we're almost up to 70 locations. We're in 7 states, and we started right here in Salem.
Yeah. That's so cool.
Yeah.
I go out of town and I see it, and it's just, it's everywhere. That's so great. Yeah. Now you have franchise to your company. Is that correct? Yeah. How did you get there?
So we were really making a move to grow. So our first store was on Market and Hawthorne. And then we made a deal with a friend of mine in Monmouth, that was second store. And really the third store that added the foundation was the West Salem store right there at Ross. Just from my background of being a salesman, I was able to know Orville and that whole family, and I was able to get the prime spot in West Salem. Yeah. So from then I made deals. We bought out the Beach Club, Tangerine Tanning. We ended up buying out Tan Rio, and Tan Rio already had a franchise system. So we took that attorney, was awesome, and he's still our attorney to this day. And he's just a great guy. Yeah. And we took those franchise agreements, revamped them to make them attractive. And really I had a lot of friends that trusted in me in the process, and including all the stores in Bend. Those were friends of mine, and they're like, "Yeah, we'll do this." Yeah, that's awesome. Oh my gosh! So really, we franchised because we bought a system. We franchised because the franchising worked because of people that I know that wanted to do stores that are awesome. Yeah. Wow. That does each location have a different owner? Yes. So actually, the only corporate location right now is the store in West Salem. They're all owned by other people. Okay. Wow. Yeah. Let me think of another good question. Yeah. So then we have a corporate staff, and our corporate staff, all they do is support the franchisees. We have a full-time marketing guy, full-time IT guy, full-time franchise support, and then myself, and we just all support all the owners. Yeah.
What advice would you give a business owner that's contemplating if they are ready to franchise or not?
Franchising is great because obviously, the model's been out there proven multiple times. So what you're doing is you're eliminating risk based off the risks that I've taken and the risks that other people have taken. So you were finding foundations that work and then multiply them. So what we're at now is we're at a phase where we are trying to figure out how to multiply on a national scale,
right? Which
is different than me just, oh, hey, you're my buddy, let's go open a tanning salon.
Right.
So those are the challenges that I'm facing right now, and those are fun and exciting. Right.
Yeah,
so,
you're ready to be challenged again.
Yes, I'm very ready to be. We've been very patient, I guess, through the COVID process. That was interesting, during to see all 70 stores with, couldn't open. And that was wild.
Yeah.
And that was kind of scary. We just got done building this house, and I just landscaped all day. And was patient.
Wow.
And then we're open. So
it just sounds like you're always moving and growing.
And we've tried other businesses too. Like, I don't know if you know Frozation Nation. I built that, trademarked it, franchised it, and then sold it.
Oh my gosh.
So that was pretty cool.
Yeah. Did you have that intention to sell it?
No, I didn't have that intention to sell it. It's just Tan Republic was getting to be such a monster that I didn't want to have. I wanted to be more on an investor side of it than having a day-to-day side of it. Because if you have, the 70 stores, all these people paying you royalty and fees, you want their focus to be on them.
Right.
And that's great. So I didn't want my focus to be on different places. So if I did it again, I would go in more as in other businesses as an investor or an advisor, or even a coaching or a mentorship opportunity, which I would like to do with businesses to help them, be successful and help them specialize in coaching and then motivation and then franchising.
Yeah.
Since I did that, which is very unique.
That would be so great.
Yeah.
I feel like that's definitely needed.
Yeah. So that's kind of my passion.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Did you have a coach or a mentor, or have you figured it out for yourself?
I work for some pretty cool people that I've always looked up to. So Jim from Willamette Valley Vineyards, just always looked up to him, and he treated me so well.
Oh, is that where you worked?
That's where I was working for a year.
Wow.
Yeah. And I had some awesome coaching, and when I was playing college sports, and I just been around some really cool people, and honestly, my parents owned several businesses growing up, and it just been around it, so it's just been in my mindset. Yeah. Wow, that's so great. Yeah. What advice would you give a business owner that's craving mentorship and guidance? Where do they start? That's tough. It just networking, just being out there all the time, and if you have any kind of a retail or service business, I mean, if you're starting, you got to live there. Don't just think something's going to work. Right. You got to put in the work. Yeah, got to put in the work. Yeah. We love our business because, you got to think of the way the world's changing. I mean, with Amazon, and, we hardly even go to the store anymore because it just comes to our doorstep. And we love to support local businesses. Yeah. 100%. But there's a convenience factor. There's no but. I mean, we want to support local businesses, but look at everyone's doorstep has full packages to everything they need. So our business is something that cannot be taken over by anything online. Right. And that's why we love and why we're really into multiplying the Tan Republic brand. So how does it look different going national versus, in this area? It's continuing to create systems. So it's easier for the investor or the franchise owner to be a part of the system. So we don't want just, you can be a hands-on owner, and the transition is we want to not just have hands-on owners. We want to have investors that, hey, I want to open 10 stores in Dallas, Texas, and here we go. Wow. So that's what we're really. That's really interesting. So one investor can open up kind of their Tan Republic portfolio, and then have others come in and run the store, and they're not the ones. Correct. In there. Yeah. Yes. And we even want to have investors maybe help our current owners that already know what they're doing. The fastest way to grow is to grow with inside. Right. So if we have 70 stores
Yep.
and we have 25 owners want to do another store, I can multiply exponentially based off the success of the owners.
Right.
And that's really the key to any business, is to grow from inside. So one of our strategies is we would like everyone that works for us to also own a location. So right now, our two top key employees, I sold them stores to help invest them into our business and then hopefully multiply.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. I love that.
It's pretty cool.
What maintenance does your corporate staff need to do for all of the locations?
It's making them happy, and they can continue to create systems, because we know, a store in Silverton, Oregon is going to be different than a store in downtown Portland. It's going to be different than a Southern Oregon. Like it's a little bit different, but you also have to have a uniform way of how you live life, right? So that's our job of the corporate staff.
Yeah. So let's go back to when you had your first store and you were starting to think about opening up another location. How was that transition from 1 to 2 and then 2 to 3?
The first location is the most difficult. So because it's completely new, and every location after that is a multiplication factor. So it's easier because you already know what you're doing, but it's harder because now you can't be in 2 places at one time.
Yes.
Right. So you really have to find good people, and we're fortunate that we're able to find good people. It's a fun industry.
Yeah.
And it was, getting started was hard because we had everything on the line, and you have to I'm the type of person where you just can't, you tell me no, I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
Right.
Best way to get
and I actually did events. I had someone from a chamber event tell me that I wasn't going to be successful if we didn't use them.
Oh wow.
Well, all that did to me is just fuel the fire.
Yeah.
Right. Where they were trying to make a sales play. Well,
yeah.
No, that's not how. And that was a long time ago. And we absolutely love the Chamber of Commerce.
Oh, of course.
That's not like.
Yeah. It wasn't where it was at. It was just something that. Yeah.
And I've still been a chamber member for 20 years.
They're so great.
Yeah. So it's not. It's not that at all. But there's no matter what business you're in, you're gonna have bad people, bad influences, and you have to not let those bother you.
Yeah.
Ever. And when they do, it needs to fuel your fire.
Right.
And being told no, to me, is just being told yes. I even want it more.
Yeah. I love that.
It's like,
That's awesome. So when you were starting to grow, actually, before I ask that question, when you started Tan Republic, did you know that you wanted to grow?
No.
To where you are now?
So my wife always says we just want a 1 store.
Yeah.
And have it for extra income.
And then whoops, here you go.
It just happened. And she actually created the logo. It's with some friends of ours that what was it? Not Salem Sign, but it was they're not I forget their sign company.
Oh, that's okay. We'll tag them later.
Yeah. And the name was available. The .com was available. The name was trademarkable.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool to have all those things kind of fall in place, and then really it's seizing the opportunity. So right now I'm trying to seize opportunities, right? I'm here because I want to seize opportunities. When I leave here, I want to seize opportunities. Yeah. Right. And that's what entrepreneurs need to be thinking about on a daily basis.
Yeah.
So
when you started and now, what does marketing look like for you?
Well, marketing has changed a lot.
Yeah.
Because so one of the things that we did a couple of years ago is we are a completely paperless company. We do not deal with any paper. We don't print receipts. We don't do e-sign. Yep. Email. Yeah. And that's it. And that's been one of the best changes. So in marketing, that's also the case. There was a lot of print. We used to do mailers. We used to use postcards. Well, now everyone's staring at their phones,
Mm-hmm.
right? So, having accounts with Google and Meta really is where the focus is at right
Yeah.
now. Our text message company is pretty awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Emails getting filled, so that's just hard, but we still do it,
Mm-hmm.
right? So,
Yeah.
so we want to kind of attract from everyone and trickle marketing. So, marketing is one of those things where you can't making a big splash is good, but you always got to trickle marketing. You always got to be doing something.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And those businesses out there, you don't need to spend all this money and do something, these big splashes. You need to always be doing something.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're always doing something, if you're always donating to the little league, or you're always helping a basketball team, or you're always sending text messages and emails and promoting your business, then that's what you need to be doing.
Yeah. Yeah. I really like that. Just like how you are agile with your treatment and what you offer as each year goes by, you also do that with your marketing, to where what worked for you when you first started it looks very different than what you do now, but that is why you are successful. Sure. So
and Google and Meta make it very easy. I mean, you can target person down to age, what their interests are,
right?
Have it flash right on their phone. I mean, it's don't just boost an ad just to go to nowhere.
Right.
Right.
Be strategic.
Like get a business account.
Yeah.
Be strategic about the money you spend.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I see a lot of people, I don't want to say mom and pop, they just don't do it right.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So they're while they think they're doing it right, they're actually wasting their money.
Mm-hmm.
They're wasting their hard-earned money. I'm not going to waste my hard-earned money.
Yeah. 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 Where would a business owner that's trying to figure out how to do this, where would they go? Who did you leverage?
I leverage finding staff that are really good at it. And I know there's obviously plenty of people in town that are good at it.
Right.
I was, Kara that recommended me to be on the show.
Right.
But there's a lot of people that do that.
Mm-hmm.
So if you don't know what you're doing, find someone to do. So to me, delegation is key to business, because do what you're good at and delegate what you're not good at to people that are good at it.
Right. Yeah.
Right. So too many times I see people that aren't good at something trying to do that task.
Yeah. Right.
Don't do it.
Right.
Get someone that knows how to do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And make a deal. Like, it doesn't always have to be money. Make a deal.
Right. Yeah. I've seen that, and a business owner might feel like they are saving money or, being wise, but at the same time, how can you grow and do things better?
Yeah. So like my deal with Kara was we flew her to Vegas for our franchise owner meeting. And I was like, hey, present. If they want to use you, they'll use you. If they don't, they don't. Right. Yeah. So then she's like, well, that's an opportunity.
Right.
So I educated our owners by buying a plane ticket and a hotel room for a couple of days. And that was great.
You leveraged her for that, because
you
could probably go up and say some great things, but why not leverage somebody who specializes in it?
Yeah. And then when you're making deals, and leveraging is an interesting word, but but when you're providing the opportunity, those people that see that opportunity, those are the ones you want to hang out with. The ones that just want, X amount and I'm the best, and that's great. But, that's not my mindset.
Yeah.
Finding the people that want to have the opportunity. Yeah.
Yeah. That's so good. I think that everybody listening should be so inspired and motivated by you, and just really take the time to think about what they're doing, and that mindset piece. It's huge. Well, thank you so much for being here. Oh my gosh, there's some absolute, such good advice from you, and you're very inspiring to me. And all right. Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for being here. And thank you, SMI Real Estate, as well as Saltwater Wellness, for sponsoring this episode.